folks, and welcome to another Piscari fly video. Today we're going to crack on with another nymph, and this one is just a little copper jig nymph that I tied a number of years ago going on a trip to Norway. Someone recommended some copper johns and stuff like that, and I tied up this little copper wire nymph and proved to be quite successful indeed. But been fishing it here at home too for the last couple of seasons, and always picking up a few nice trout on it, so it's one worth sharing. So to begin, I got a size 18 Dohiku jig hook and device there, and I got a 3mm copper slotted tungsten bead on that hook. As usual, going to start off with my time thread, which is the Piscari strong Kevlar, and I'm going to just tidy that up there. Pretty easy fly to tie, just a couple of key components to it, just the way I like it. Don't like them too complicated. So we're going to use a medium copper wire here for tying the body of this fly, okay? But there's one little thing that I like to do to this, for this particular pattern, is I like it to have a nice dark butt, a little darker butt on the nymph itself. So what we do is we take our copper wire, and with a lighter you glance over the copper wire to darken it. Don't hold it there too long because it'll melt. It's only a wire, it'll actually fall away and break. So just glance over it with the lighter, just like so, and it just darkens up that copper. I used to do this to my copper beads one time to get them to darken up a little bit, just to get that shine off them. But now of course we have our own colour of dark copper in our store, and you can check that out. And it all came from doing this, but it gives us nice, you can kind of make it out there. You'll see it better on the fly now in a second. Dark copper butt will be on this particular nymph. We don't want a whole heap of turns of it. We want a couple of turns there at the butt, so we can you can see it there now much better. We can have just that little dark butt on it, so we'll just a couple of turns there. If you use a marker or something to colour in the wire, you just don't get that natural progression from the dark colour up to the shinier copper. We're just going to go round the bend a slight bit, little bit with that wire as well. Back up there near the head and just remove that little bit of, make sure you tie the wire in almost a full length of the body, so you don't get any steps or bumps in that underbody. Then start taking your wire and your touch and turns the whole way up the body. And you can see our nice little dark copper butt on that wire coming into its own there now. And then we're coming back into our normal colour shiny copper, and it gives quite a nice effect to that fly. How I actually came across doing the little dark butt is when I used to colour my beads with fire, the copper beads, I'd burn them to darken them up a bit. I'd hang them on a piece of copper wire, and I might put 10 or 12 beads on at a time, and then burn them all at the one time, so they'd all be the same colour. The same length of burn time would give them the same tone. And basically, when I sat down to tie this nymph one time, a couple of years back, I used a little piece of that burnt wire that used to hold the beads, and there was a little dark strip of copper there, and looked really good. Went down and fished it, and it certainly performed very well that day, so I've kind of adjusted the pattern to hold on to that little feature. And yeah, it looks really good when it's swimming in the water when everything's done. So there we can see we have a nice simple little copper body, and we have our nice little dark copper butt end on that nymph there. So it's nice and simple little trick for you there. We're going to put in a little bit of pearl Mylar for a thorax cover. And and then we're going to add a little bit of Squirrel UV dubbing from Piscari. Small pinch. Less is more when it comes to dubbins, especially in small areas like thoraxes. Small little bit there to start with. Like so. Now we're going to add a couple of sets of legs on this. So there's a little piece of CDC. As you can see, I've already used the tip probably for a little F-fly or something, and that's kind of what's left over. And I showed you before, we reuse that by taking out the little center core piece. So we get back to the natural end fibres. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we are going to make two sides of legs on that little nymph. Place it on top. Tie it in. Now there's a natural split between the two sides, so using your Mylar, hold it up into place, and then you can stroke them back to get your required length, which will keep the natural even split on either side of that nymph. Like so. Keeping a hold of your Mylar, secured in. Then you can tidy up your Mylar and your CDC feather. It just allows you to give, doing it in that kind of a process just allows you a little bit more control of getting an even split. Now it's never going to be perfect, but it'll certainly help, and I just find it a little bit faster. Tidy all that up, and you're going to take another little pinch of your fox squirrel. And we're going to just put it in there behind the bead. Just like so. We've finished that up. Tidy up your thread. And with our little dubbing brush, we're just going to tease out some of them fox squirrel fibres. And there you have it, folks. Very simple little copper nymph, very productive on the day, and quite easy to tie, and quite a nice effect to that little dark copper. But the CDC legs on either side, when that thing gets wet, it's going to look absolutely stunning. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our website for all the fly tying gear you need, fly fishing stuff, and see you all soon. Stay safe out there, everybody.